You've been working hard lately. You've read all there need to read about liquidity. You've bought the course, spent hours watching the course. You've seen the videos day and night, and it's the same thing. You come into the forex trading space, you took the trade, and then you lost. And sometimes it feels so overwhelming. I mean, the same thing you've been studying for hours, for days, is still that same thing that need you to take losses, and you're doubting yourself. Is this liquidity thing real? Is it something I can actually understand? You see, this was my own story a few months ago until I got this right, that there is a huge connection between candlestick formation and how liquidity plays out. And if you don't understand it, you may never trade liquidity the right way. Now, one mistake traders make is the fact that they believe the hours you put in the game of studying, learning whatever it is they want to learn is the same as the result they should get. And these are two different things. You see, true knowledge comes from understanding the ideas behind a particular concept or a particular thing you're learning at all, be it forex or whatever. And this video is just me telling you exactly the true concept behind liquidity. And when you understand this, it changes the game for you totally. Okay, so let's start with this. Few years ago, what I say few years ago, few centuries ago, let's say the 18th century, a Japanese rice trader called MINUTES, a Homer, developed Japanese candlestick, the same one we used today. But here goes. One day, this guy sat and realized that a lot of things affected the price of rice in the markets. I mean, a lot of things away from economic policies or the government, the emperor could just see something. He realized that traders' behaviors, I mean, rice traders' behavior affected the market. And so he thought of himself, how would he best understood this? How can he put this into a perfect understanding for other people to get along with what he's trying to say? And that was how he developed the Japanese candle trading system, the same one we use today. Now, the question is, how does this affect you and I with the study of liquidity? Calm down now. This is where I'm headed to. I will tell you guys a story just now. A certain woman one day went to the market. She sold groceries, and when she got to the market, she realized no one was coming to buy from her. The whole place was just packed. Everywhere was quiet, and then she realized maybe she could stimulate buyers. But how will she stimulate buyers? She reduced the price for her goods. So she did. She reduced the price for her goods. And few moments later, people started tripping in to buy from her. And they bought and they bought, and price shot to the roof. She was so happy. Toward the end of market close, buyers reduced their activities. And though the market was at the previous high, it kind of closed lower than its original maximum height for the day. And she was happy. So here is how the story relates to liquidity. Every day, price forms this way. There is this consolidation. People who trade the ICT will tell you it is an Asian range. And then price sold. Price will kind of give you a manipulation. The same thing as when the woman was selling. Price sold for a while. And then an expansion. Price exploded to its original direction. But guess what? Price doesn't just explode and continue going forward. At some point, activities of buyers reduces. Same thing if you're selling. Now, this is exactly how candles are being formed. But how do we link this to liquidity? Calm down. Now, let's put it this way. The candle for the day formed and that day is gone. The next day comes on. Remember, I told you guys that the candle doesn't close at its highest point. It kind of reduces the activities for the day, just like the woman, right? Same thing with the candles, right? Now, the new day, a new candle is forming. And how does it form? The same thing. A consolidation, a manipulation, and then an expansion. Now, let's put this in a way that it makes sense. Now, when the candle closed for the previous day, it closed lower than its maximum height. Now, a new candle is forming for the new day. Guess what? It opens up with a consolidation. Now, close, when I say close, went on a little lower than the previous day's low. And that is what we call liquidity sweep. For those of you guys who trade liquidity for a while, you understand that that is what we call structural liquidity. Before headed to the upside where it should go. Now, if you're selling, it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. The reverse is the case, but the same same. And that is how to trade liquidity. But it's not just all this that I've just said. Now let's put this in a proper perspective so you understand. So the very thing you want to do every time you're trading, first of identify what is your buyer saying. What is your trend saying? Is it going up or is it coming down? You also understand that, right? Because you don't ever want to trade against the trend. Secondly, you want to go mark out the previous day market close. Mark out the previous day market close. This way, you're anticipating that once the new day's candle open and gives you manipulation, clears the previous day's liquidity, you're good to go. You're good to trade. And thirdly, the first thing you should do when you want to trade is to find out what entry criteria you use. For me, I use candlesticks pattern, and sometimes I use structure. Once I see displacements in the structural arrangement, I take the trade. It is just simple and straightforward. Here's one thing you should understand. The complicated nature of a problem doesn't always mean the solution will be complicated. Now you've understood the basics of how liquidity are formed. In our next video, we'll dive further. Alright, this is where we come to the end of today's video. My name remains Zuko FX, and if this video has helped you in any way, it's important you like, you subscribe, and you share this video. A lot of people need to see this. We need to push this video out there. Say the algorithm helps us, right? So this is what we're all about, bringing out meaningful information that helps you in your trading journey. See you on the next one. Bye for now. Peace.